Now it's time for the second part of a journey to the Philippines to discover the huge impact the boxer Manny Pacquiao has on his country.
I'm Mike Costello, and in this second programme, finding out about the world's best pound-for-pound boxer Manny Pacquiao and also his proud country, the Philippines, I'm back in Team Pacquiao's training camp up in the mountain of Luzon in Baguio City. In the first programme, I met Manny Pacquiao face-to-face and discovered the man who rose from the poverty-stricken streets of General Santos City to become the boxing legend who some say is the greatest fighter who's ever lived.
When I heard the bell ring, focus to the fight. My focus is to the style of my opponent.
In this programme, I'll be finding out about how Manny has taken on a whole new fight, entering the fray of politics.
Pacquiao can do a lot of positive work in Congress, including, may I add, improving the image of Congress.
And how not everyone thinks this is a fight he can win.
Mr. Pacquiao is very popular, but he's not very popular because of his brains. He's very popular because of his brawn.
In October, I joined Manny Pacquiao in the gym just a few weeks before he took on the Mexican Antonio Margarito for the world light middleweight title. It was a fight he eventually went on to win. And when I met him, he was deep into a grueling training schedule for what was to be his record-breaking 8th world title success.
Does it matter to you where you're ranked on the list of all-time great boxers?
I don't want to put that in my mind, because somebody else, if you put your achievement in your head, you're going to be crazy, you're going to be big head like that. What I achieve in life, that's from God. That's not from me. I always give thank God for everything that He gave it to me.
All through the session, there are mixtures of expressions on his face, but he's never anything less than in control. And we've just seen him finish off with a session of shadow boxing, which is basically him dancing around the ring on his own, throwing punches with no opponent in the ring. He's basically throwing punches at his own shadow. And he was throwing them at one stage at a speed, and I tried to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was too quick for the naked eye and the mind to keep up with. He was throwing punches that quickly. But also, quite interestingly now, as we get closer and closer towards the fight, towards the end of one round, he just broke off momentarily from shadow boxing and slammed into one of the corner pads and buried his left hand in sign that this is a man starting to really burn and starting to really want to fight.
Manny Pacquiao came to America looking for a new trainer. He started on the East Coast and he came west.
Freddie Roach is Manny Pacquiao's trainer and has refined Manny into the irresistible force he's become.
He was just a 122-pound kid that nobody had any interest in at all. He came into my wildcard boxing club and asked me if I'd do the mitts with him because he heard that I'm pretty good at the mitts. After one round of mitts, I went over to my people and said, wow, this kid can fight. Just unbelievable ride since that point.
What sort of impact does he have on the people here?
When Manny Pacquiao fights, there's no traffic. Everyone's inside watching the fight. There's no crime. It's just amazing how big he is here.
Manny Pacquiao is the best fighter.
In the Philippines, he is an embodiment of strength.
Would you prefer Manny Pacquiao as a boxer or a politician?
Boxer, but he can also be a politician because he's doing good.
That level of adulation amazes even the most seasoned outside observers, including Pacquiao's longtime promoter, Bob Arum.
I really believe that whatever he does in the ring will be an afterthought to what he does outside the ring. I really think he is going to be remembered as somebody who has done great good for a marvelous people.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. In other words, the rest of the Philippines, Regional 1.
A huge silk flag of the Philippines adorns the central wall in this large, grand debating chamber. This is the Philippines House of Representatives, where hundreds of politicians are busy deliberating the country's annual budget late into the night. And this is now Manny Pacquiao's new boxing ring. In May this year, he was elected as a congressman to his home province of Sarangani on the island of Mindanao.
With my heart in the right place, my work ethic, my discipline, and my commitment to learn from wiser and more experienced people, yes, I can be a good congressman. Let's get ready to rumble.
Miles Roches is one of Manny Pacquiao's political advisors.
Were you surprised when he first mentioned that he wanted to run?
I got shocked in the beginning, but I remember he told me his original dream was to be a politician, to be of help to his constituents. It's even a bigger dream of his than boxing.
His new role as a congressman is to legislate for national and local issues and to represent his district. To me, as an outsider, however good Manny Pacquiao is as a boxer and however popular he might be in this country, it's incredible that a sportsman could be elected to power like this. Sportsmen in other parts of the world have been elected to various positions of power, but rarely win at the peak of their career, as is the case with Pacquiao. Despite the demands of boxing, people who voted for him in his province still clearly have faith in him to find the time to address their needs. So I wonder, is this something that's specific to the Philippines?
Here, it is very cultural for people to vote on popularity, so it's really a sense of familiarization.
Aliyah de Moporo is also newly elected to Congress, and she comes from the same island as Pacquiao.
It's a cultural thing to pick people who they feel that they trust. And it's very natural for you to feel like you know the person just by watching them on TV and they feel that they trust that person. Manny Pacquiao is only one of the celebrities. There are a lot of TV personalities and movie personalities in our Congress right now.
We elect the most colorful, extraordinary people we could find and put them in public office.
Professor Alex Magno is a Filipino political scientist.
And anybody who becomes anybody in this country must eventually enter politics. It's a popular expectation.
The political history of the Philippines is colourful, even checkered. In the 1970s, when Ferdinand Marcos became a self-declared liberator, he turned his government into a dictatorship. He was eventually deposed and exiled in 1986. And Alex Magno says the democratic system that followed paved the way for what is a culture of politics that can be deeply corrupt.
Corruption is not illegitimate in this country. It's popularly expected. It's popularly expected that the mayor or the governor or the congressman would have a bag of money by his side and buy medicines for the poor or send a critically ill person to the hospital. Set against conventional models of how democracy should be, it's a little despairing.
A new government was elected at the same time as Pacquiao in the Philippines, and President Benigno Aquino III ran on an anti-corruption ticket to clean up politics. Affiliated to the government's Liberal Party is Pacquiao, and by this association he's part of the New Look political system.
My name is Roman Romulo. I'm the representative of the Lone District of Pasig City, which is located in Metro Manila. With the new administration that came in, there was really an infusion of hope, actually, in the faces of everyone. I think now, if you look at the membership of the House of Representatives, many here are very young and they are very idealistic. They want to do the right thing. And so I don't see any difference between one who wants to rise up in sports like what Manny Pacquiao did. And I think right now, Philippine politics affords public servants that opportunity too.
We've been to the House of Representatives and to see what happens in Congress. How did you feel before you stood up to make your first speech?
The first Congress day, I'm the one who delivered the speech in Congress, passed a bill, so we're doing good in Congress.
Were you nervous before you made your speech?
I don't feel nervous because it's my passion to serve people, to be a good public servant.
So can Manny Pacquiao mix boxing and politics? In preparation for the Margarito fight, that's something that's been troubling Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach.
After the first couple of days of training, Manny came up to me and he said, I miss my job. And I looked at him and I says, you're at your job. He says, no, I miss Congress. And I said, wow, he wants to do a very good job for his country. He loves it. Maybe more than boxing. We're going to lose him to politics for sure.
Manny, we've heard some concerns here from people that maybe you cannot mix boxing and politics. What's your view?
What we need is time management. Right now, I'm doing great in Congress.
Why did you feel the urge to go into politics now and not leave it until after you'd retired?
Because I believe that this is the right time to enter politics, because I can see the people, suffering and they need help.
Manny Pacquiao's intentions are born out of his own tough circumstances when he was growing up. Professor Alex Magno explains the complexities of Manny's home island of Mindanao.
We always call it the land of promise because it has mineral resources, possibly some oil, good agricultural land, and a very poor population, mainly because infrastructure is undeveloped. The Muslim part of the island has been in insurgency, so it's a war-torn province with great potential. And that potential has not been realized because of the conflict, because of corruption, because of neglect by central government for this island.